Now, your forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
24 hours ago, we were watching storms roll across parts of central Illinois. Tonight, it is a lot calmer out there. Pretty nice. Our Roofing Dog INET Bratcher weather camera showing a little bit of a haze to the sky out there as that humidity is still cranking pretty good, but you're going to start to see some nicer weather over the next few days. We've got some cloud cover out there as well, and a big temperature contrast from northwest to southeast. Look at this, 85 in Effingham. You get up towards Davenport, it is 56 degrees. A front hanging right across the state. Eventually, that cooler air is going to roll. And so those of you that are saying, can we get that cooler air in here? It will arrive soon. But tonight, still a little muggy. We'll talk about how the temperatures take that tumble, when we will see the humidity starting to fall, and what our next rain chance is when we come back. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
More than 8,000 families lost loved ones to COVID-19. Many couldn't attend a funeral. How state and faith leaders honor them here tonight.
The start of the school year has more than its share of questions. Which district is meeting right now to come up with some major answers?
If everybody was like Lou Brock, the world would be a better place.
He was a Hall of Famer and a hero. Why one Central Illinois teenager could also call him a friend.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
The school year has started in Danville. It's one that has the district worried about the future of its students. Good evening, I'm Jennifer Roscoe. A steep drop in student enrollment is causing leaders to look ahead. Yesterday was the first day of school, and tonight is the first school board meeting since the superintendent expressed concerns about the students. WCIA 3's Jennifer Jensen is live in our newsroom. Jennifer, you will be listening in to that meeting for us.
Jennifer, I will be. Right now, the school board is in closed session, but they'll open it back up for the public at 6:30. Last week, we told you the number of students in the Danville district declined from last year by 7%. That was about 300 students at the time. In response, the district went door to door and made phone calls to get kids signed up. The district could have a more precise number of how much enrollment has declined this year since school has officially started. I've reached out to the superintendent to ask for an exact enrollment number and the difference compared to previous years. We also asked if these low numbers could mean layoffs, but have not heard back yet. I will be here to share what comes out of the meeting tonight at 10. In the newsroom, I'm Jennifer Jensen, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Jennifer, thank you so much. The coronavirus hasn't slowed enrollment at the U of I. Instead, the Urbana-Champaign campus broke a record with more than 52,000 students this year. But while graduate students are up by almost 1,500, undergrad enrollment is down by about 500. And universities say they need federal money to offset the pandemic's impact on their work. That was the message a U of I professor gave to Congress today. Joseph Walsh is the vice president for economic development with the U of I system. He studied how the virus has disrupted the communal aspect of research. Social distancing and remote meetings have reduced the spread, but Walsh says there are setbacks.
The coronavirus is not spreading in the labs. These are folks, we have a grad student here who know how to put on protective equipment and know how to use it, and you don't get a lot of spread of the virus. What doesn't work for those students, especially for the new students, is training them. It's hard to stand shoulder to shoulder with a brand new student and teach them how to turn a knob, how to operate a piece of equipment, and especially how to do that safely.
What's the long-term impact of interrupted research, delays, and a slowdown of new information? Walsh says it's national security. He told that subcommittee today when he testified schools have redirected their work to solving the corona crisis, and now the federal government should give back to schools so new research opportunities won't be abandoned. Shelby County continues to be on the state's warning level for COVID-19. The latest positivity rate was at 9.7%. Today, the county health department reported 6 new cases. 2 of those were a 14-year-old boy and an 18-year-old girl. There are more than 1,300 new cases in the state. That makes more than 253,000 total. The good news, the 7-day positivity rate has dropped below 4%. 30 more people have died. Illinois has suffered more than 8,200 deaths. And several families who have lost a loved one to the virus are gathering now at a special vigil in Springfield. Our Capitol Bureau Chief, Mark Maxwell, is live outside the First Presbyterian Church, where faith leaders and the governor are honoring their memories tonight. Mark, what can you tell us?
Jennifer, there's 4 families inside, spread out, socially distant, and they're going through one at a time. One of those family members from each of the 4 families going to the lectern and sharing memories of their loved ones, the ones they lost to the coronavirus. They, of course, represent those 8,200 plus families scattered across Illinois who have gone through that same stinging pain of burying a loved one during a global pandemic. They represent that larger collective outpouring of empathy that faith leaders and Governor Pritzker have tried to show here. This is the second service of its kind, one other one farther north in Chicago. Just moments ago, Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton addressed the crowd, acknowledging this somber moment tonight, one that many families weren't even able to attend early on when gatherings like funerals larger than 10 were not permitted.
I want to acknowledge as well how incredibly tough it has been to say goodbye in the shadows. Because of COVID-19, none of us have been able to gather together as we normally would to comfort one another. And it has been especially difficult to grieve during a pandemic that has required us to keep our distance.
The coronavirus, of course, has brought inconvenience and discomfort to us all in some way, small or large. But none of those moments more painful than those 8,214 people in Illinois, that number even growing today, who have felt that stinging loss of pain. That feeling is something that Governor Pritzker's staffers tell me that he shows in private moments behind the scenes as he's preparing and going through these numbers each day. We expect to hear from Governor Pritzker as he's addressing the crowd at his first ceremony like this one. He shared some of those personal moments of what he felt when he lost his own mother as a young child and looked to connect with and help the people in the room as they go through this moment of grief and try to honor and respect the memories of their loved ones that they lost. Just a stinging reminder of really what's at stake as the state continues its fight with the coronavirus. Jennifer.
Mark, thank you. This is a follow-up. Rantoul police are still searching for a missing man. 62-year-old David Franklin disappeared around August 19th. Police say they found his bike on the northeast side of Rantoul, a mile north of Highway 136. They've added helicopters and drones to their search, but still came up empty today. The Champaign County Emergency Management and Rescue Team is also now looking for him. A 23-year-old motorcyclist is dead after crashing on Route 150 in McLean County. It happened last night on the southbound Rivian Parkway, just south of College Avenue. Authorities say Kyle Casey of Normal was on his bike when he hit the back of a van. He was pronounced dead. The road was closed for about 5 hours while police investigated. Thousands of Illinois gun owners are waiting on their FOID cards to be renewed. The backlog has been building up since the start of the year, and people are frustrated. WCIA3's Cole Hankey talked to one gun owner who has been waiting all summer.
The Illinois State Police are still sitting on a massive backlog of FOID card applications. And while they are not punishing people for having expired FOID cards right now, it's still causing them problems when they're shopping for their guns. Ryan Kiger's renewal has been in the stack since June. And while he hasn't come in any trouble with the law, he is having trouble at this store.
You still tend to run into a lot of problems when you're going to, say, buy ammunition or anything like that. They don't want to see your concealed carry. They want to see your FOID card, even though it's the same numbers.
Kiger does end up buying what he needs after explaining why the FOID card is expired. Police say the backlog was caused by an increase in applications and not enough analysts to go through all of the paperwork. They say the average wait is 94 days for a FOID card. Reporting in Springfield, I'm Cole Hankey, WCIA3. Your local news leader.
The state is in the process of hiring new analysts to speed up the process. That is ongoing, but it also includes a minimum 6-month training program before they can start going through applications. So many kids are remote learning, but what happens if they can't do that at home? We'll show you how one club stepped up, and also tonight.
He's definitely more of a best friend.
To most, he was a Hall of Famer. But to one person here in Central Illinois, Lou Brock was so much more. The sweet story in a little bit.
A recap of today shows a high of 85. Above that normal but we are going to start to see those temperatures come down over the next few days. When we come back, we talk about the lower humidity, some fog out there tonight, and what part of the weekend we could see some rain. That's after the break.